Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce our group. My name is Fajar, Seviana, Amanda, and my friend is Azza, Rosella. Here we would like to present about our study and analysis culture comparison to others region in Pekalongan's cultural habits. So, table of contents in this study there are four. The first is introduction, the second is method, the third is findings and discussion, and the last is conclusion. First of all is introduction. Pekalongan City, known as Kota Batik as time goes by. Pekalongan Batik encounters faster development than other regions. This occurrence makes development in Indonesian batik so unique, and this can be identified as extraordinary fact of Indonesian batik. This also concerns the work that the residents of Pekalongan City do. Habits can emerge when a sign, a routine, and a reward come together and create craving that drive a person to shame the activity over and over again. Some might assume that working anywhere would have the same circumstance. That person may be at fault because there are many places with different work cultures, especially when you compare Western and non-Western work cultures. There will be many differences or some adjustment needed for foreigners working in the workplace, especially in Indonesia for the first time. Those who work in Indonesia may find that the demographics of this country are similar to other countries in Asia, consisting of people who come from various languages and cultures. Working in Indonesia requires some knowledge, as those who travel to this country will find that language is not the only barrier to working in this country. In addition to finding suitable office space and making the necessary business connections, business must traverse to obtain the necessary licenses and permits. Understanding the various cultural nuances that exist in Indonesia can make working in this country easier. The second is method. The research design. The method in this study uses quantitative research. The participants, the population in the study were students from STPI Trisakti visiting Pekalongan tourism objects. The sample in the study consisted of 25 respondents. And for the instrument, we use online questionnaire and written interview through FGD or forum group discussion. And for the last is data analysis. The data collected from the questionnaire was analyzed in the form percentage and described to draw a conclusion, while the data from the open-ended question through FGD was presented in the form of summary to support the main data. The next is finding and discussion. There are four aspects. The first is language, the second is jubilee, the third is local crafts, and the last is human resources. And for the language, we have 34% is unique identity, and the second is jubilee. We have 22%. It's about famous celebration, and the third is local crafts. We have 12%. It's about creativity pattern, and the last we have human resources. We have 32%. It's about many people worked as entrepreneur.
About language, an example of the use of the language in the Pekalongan, the first word "pak" means not as there but will, as the sentence "Aku pak lungo," which means I will go when the people in Pekalongan say about the sentence. And then the second, there's also the use of the suffix "o," which is the nature characteristic of dialect of Pekalongan people. Yupa ora o, sekarepku wo, bebas o. If translated into Indonesians, it become okay, it's up to me, free. And then about jubilee. For example, the Syawalan celebration is for the jubilee in Pekalongan, which is this is the day of the celebrations 1 week after Idul Fitri, where the people of Pekalongan carry out activities in the form of making lopis or conducting a series of events as a gathering place for relatives and surrounding environment. Syawalan is usually also enlivened with events such as making balloons, rotean, and so on, which are also the characteristic of Pekalongan people. And then the second about Jubilee, there's also a Batik Day commemorations Batik Day, which fall every October. 2nd October is a sacred commemorations that continues to be carried out by the people of Pekalongan. Okay, about the local craft and human resources. Local craft, the populations work as craftsmen in Pekalongan. Example, the unique motif of Pekalongan is batik celamprang. Celamprang identified as the nature motif from Pekalongan that from a ceplokan motif and kawung motif. The jelamprang batik motif as an icon of Pekalongan city can be from of especially patola cloth as one of the luxury fabrics that were in demand by Javanese Indonesians. And then how about the human resources? The Pekalongan society, which is identical to the Javanese society where many people still adhere to the Javanese culture of manners, will reflect the characteristic themselves. In the Javanese social language, unggah-ungguh is the first one of attitude also needs to be instilled until the end of life in Java. Many newcomers consider that there are still many people in Pekalongan who speak Javanese, which is considered a form of politeness in communicating. It is considered a very unique and needs to be preserved. Okay, how about the point and the reason why the author we are choose and divide about the four main points here about language, jubilee, local craft, and human resource? Because the first about language, the reason is Pekalongan language easy to understand and enjoyable and meaningful. There are presentations about the use of the other regions. The people other region is range in 1 until 2 stars. And then about jubilee, why we have this because this is a interest day and then unique events just only in Pekalongan that held Syawalan and etc. And then local craft. This is the one of precious things that make the economics states in Pekalongan. But the percentage range 2 stars. And then the last human resource, because many people of Pekalongan show that they are independent people because they are a craftsman that have the struggle event. The range of percentage about 3 stars. How about the conclusion? The conclusion here related to the areas in Pekalongan, the intercultural side, all aspects of life, including language, jubilee, local craft, and human resources, present some cultural shocks for the tourists. This study have shown that several respondents from Pekalongan students experienced the shock culture as evidenced by data in social experiments during questionnaires and interview by the author. There are several behaviors that become the center of attentions of respondents. One of which is the effect of making handicraft in Pekalongan, namely the conditions of the river making change color by garbage disposal, which make the color of the river sometimes change river color. So that respondent think this is the negatively side about the handicraft making. And then for the future, the respondent hope there are the chance and wishing for the improvement to be better than before, especially for the craftsmen. Okay, thank you very much for the attentions. Uh, we are as a author uh, say thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.